they have brought us to Oasis.
So Hex, as we look at the beautiful sights of Oasis, I'm going to lob a question to you. FNRGFE, when they had their choice of control map against Renegades, brought it to Nepal. Against Team Liquid, they go for the more out in the open strategy and bring it to Oasis. Why do you think there's a shift coming out from them between the two teams?
I think it's as simple as being a map counter pick. Team Liquid is 2-0 in recent history on Nepal, and they're 1-2 on Oasis. So they're not strong in control overall, but Nepal has been their best control in the last month or so. So you just take it away from them. You take them to a map where you can go to the skies. I do feel that FNRGFE probably for the moment has the better combo as far as Buds and Bonnie goes. Dahang's a great Mercy, but I'm not certain that Shatter's Pharah is where it is because he spent so much time leveling up that Genji. We'll see. I'm willing to be proven wrong. Does Muma stay on the Roadhog of all things?
No. No, he doesn't. He plays with your heart. FNRGFE played with their heart last round on Hollywood, in the last set rather, so I'm not really that surprised that they play with it here. And FNRGFE, they got to a point much quicker here than Team Liquid, very much securing a superior position. Team Liquid, though, plenty of room to move in, and they're going to hope that Shatter will clear the way.
This is the best map, maybe in all of Overwatch, or the best stage, at least, for the Pharmacy combination. And a lot of this, the anti-air has been generally the self-destructs over the top, over the ocean. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide on those. We'll see how the ground war ends up going. Clockwork down early, but Cool Matt has found Dahang and Rafa also down for Team Liquid. That's all they're healing.
I am getting Ginger Pop flashbacks all over again in regards to how FNRGFE relentlessly threw Arc 6 out of the tournament by hunting down one of the best supports in the game in Ginger Pop. And if they can do that consistently, if they can have Matt get to the back and harass Dahang, this could be a very quick round for FNRGFE, even by Oasis Hanging Garden standards, which is generally a much longer map.
Throughout being absolutely correct, they 4-0'd Arc 6. Of course, team you may know better as Yikes, changed their name partway through the tournament. Now in a great position, Buds gets a lot of entry damage on these rockets. He's charging up his barrage, looking for it. Still hits one, gonna have to hit two. Oh, clip management an issue there. Doesn't even get a chance to hit the second rocket.
Clockwork right now just working on the outskirts as Team Liquid comes in up the gut, looking for his opportunity. And again, Dahang picked off by Matt. We've seen this movie before, and frankly, Ginger Pop might be a better Mercy than Dahang, so this is a big warning sign for Team Liquid if they cannot keep Dahang healthy, because FNRGFE is very good at hunting down Mercies.
So much recently, we've talked about which type of diva is someone going to play. Are they going to be the bully or are they going to be the defensive diva? Matt has been both, which is what makes him exceptional. It was probably what got him on that World Cup team.
You could say he's both, but right now his pockets are dangling with the lunch money of Dahang because he is double dipped. Dahang went to his mom, got more, still done.
Oh, nice double rocket, though, from Shatter. Will take Buds out of the sky, however, brought right back to life in a temple resurrection from Bonnie. He's getting bullied down himself. The self-destruct comes over the top. Zoning ult, unironically, actually was a zoning ult. Rafa gets aggressive, takes down Bonnie himself.
Dahang stays alive this time, but feels pressured. Throws out a res just for tempo. Gets Fury back up in the fight, but that still might be all Team Liquid needs here. Still, though, you have members of FNRGFE alive and around. Matt is still in the area and delaying, so we'll see how long FNRGFE can hold this.
That's Dahang's fault 100% right there. You can't hang out next to a wall. Rockets do splash damage. He should not have been in that position. Perhaps didn't even see the Pharah right next to him and gets himself in trouble. They're still able to almost bring it back, but this is Oasis. It could be there for a while. They will finally flip over the point, 99% on the side of FNRGFE.
The thing for there is that I think FNRGFE could have delayed that more, just they don't need to. They have 99%. They just need to go in and get one more decisive fight, so they let off the gas almost intentionally there. Now, they have plenty of time to come back in and retake the point. Sometimes easier said than done with how teams delay, but it's looked very good so far for FNRGFE, especially if they can keep hunting down Dahang.
Well, the tempo res from Dahang made a ton of sense because they already knew the other resurrection was off the table. They will have the advantage there. A couple of kills very quickly as Buds just as Rain's up. Rain going up this time. AZK will take down Bonnie from the ground, trying to equalize.
That was poor judgment by Shatter. He was not in the right range for the barrage to do the work there, and because he went down that quickly, it really hurt Team Liquid for holding on here, and it's flipped. FNRGFE retakes the point, and we might have just set a speed run for finishing out Gardens. Yeah. Usually we're just in overtime forever.
No, I have so much more yet to say because I'm used to 15-minute garden stages, but that is about as quick as it can go. FNRGFE looking pretty dominant there. And I will say, as much as we hyped up Matt, he lived up to the hype right there. Was able to kill Dahang, I think, the first two fights on his diva of all things.
I really don't think you want to run Mercy against FNRGFE. Please stop running Mercy against this team. They did some form of training to eliminate your Mercies, and they've gotten exceedingly more efficient with it every cycle. I don't know what more to say.
They have, I mean, I guess we're just going to use the term bullied. They have bullied Mercies throughout this entire tournament, and they've set a priority on it. I don't know why other teams don't throw all the resources they have at the Mercies the way FNRGFE does, but I don't know. I think if Shatter does not have a super great start here, you have to start considering switching up and just putting people on their best heroes.
They need a plan B, especially if Dahang does go down early again, which happened multiple times in the last round. But this fight is going to take place over the top. AZK getting a little bit of bouncy bounce in his step, but it's Rafa, found by Muma early on, already putting Team Liquid on the back foot, and they're getting pushed back. The one upside at the very least, Dahang is reasonably healthy right now, and the combo takes down Buds.
Very nice for them, because if you lose your Lucio that early, you're going to be in a lot of trouble with Dahang having to spread out the heals and maybe not giving the focus he needs to Shatter, but it is Fury who is living up to his name, takes down 2 very quickly there. Imagine the stall's going to come in, but that stall eliminated as Matt decides to take a walk off the edge, and AZK took out his counterpart early in the fight. Liquid grabs first point.
It's being done a little bit in the back, but I think what happened there is that Fury did spend more of his time going back and protecting Dahang. Dahang was not under any pressure at all that time, and as testament to that fact, he already has a resurrection up, so perhaps this is a bit of an adjustment coming in from Team Liquid going, actually, we should protect our Mercy.
Yeah, keeping your supports alive, I think might be a good idea. I'm no high-level strategist, but that sounds like it might be a great idea. AZK gets very low, has to recall out of there using the Chronal Accelerator. They tempo res Shatter right away.
Yeah, and that could work out in their favor. They didn't have an advantage when they went for the tempo res. That just brought them back up to even, so it's not really a fight-winning res, and now FNRGFE is just getting the better of poke around the sides. Clockwork in particular dicing into the back line, and FNRGFE very close to retaking this right now, but Team Liquid is still at 43%. They can still delay for a little bit longer. It's not a bad opening for them.
Another tempo res will bring up Matt. I mean, you can tell these teams are just brawling it out as the reses have gotten no more than one person nearly every time Resurrections have come across the board. And they've done a good job of winning this fight early, but winning the fight doesn't win you the objective.
No, it can take a while to evict people from City Center. People do tend to squat on it for quite a while. You have to send them multiple notices, and then finally, after about 3 months, you can get them off the point. But Shatter comes in, takes down 2, and is still opening things up here for Team Liquid. Might even pull it back.
They had just cleaned that up, and I think they were celebrating killing the final piece, which was the Lucio, when the barrage came in. Despite that, though, now it comes right back around, and during all of that, FNRGFE was able to capture it.
Indeed, and now you take a look at this here. We'll see what Team Liquid can do to get a full decisive team fight on their own, but I will say it has been a change-up here so far. Whether it be FNRGFE not going in as deep or simply Team Liquid doing their method of protection, Dahang has had a much more free game than he did in the last round.
Look, I love Pharah v Pharah, but can you guys get a little closer so you have a chance of hitting rockets with each other? I actually can't believe Buds got taking a rocket in the face right there from the 1.5 miles away. These Pharahs are poking at each other, but that's just Liquid setting up, looking for a decisive engage instead of trickling in. We're going to see an actual team set fight here on Oasis. Pinch me.
It doesn't happen often, Hex. Normally we see both teams just fighting out on the middle of the point forever, but this is going to be a full 6v6. Liquid going in over the top, the self-destruct setting the stage and gets nothing. FNRGFE able to weave their way around it as Buds near the elevator, laying down rockets on anyone else coming back up, and Dahang goes down. Pressured out by Clockwork this time around. There will be no resurrection. He had it on deck, not able to use it. Instead, FNRGFE gets a tempo res of their own, and Team Liquid going to go down in more ways than one. That rocket accelerating the pace.
The reason you see that resurrection right there is knowing that Dahang is down, knowing that there's not going to be a counter resurrection. You saw it almost immediately as he ate the rocket that they were going to res that right off the bat. They do so. Tied up now, but FNRGFE in control. Liquid's got to find something here. A lot of it depends on Dahang.
One upside, as you mentioned, is that Dahang does have the resurrection here. So for Team Liquid, if they can just keep Dahang alive, which has been easier said than done, they can trade out a little bit here. They're going to open up the sound barrier, so they're really all in when it comes to support ultimates. And they have to be, given how much FNRGFE has brought this back. Soon to be at 99%, but Dahang goes down! Immediately picked off! Pressure from all sides, and he had no way out.
I've not loved his positioning so far, and I don't necessarily always blame Mercies for that. A lot of that is on the Pharah. The Mercy is at the will of the Pharah over top. Meanwhile, despite that, Liquid found a way to grab the point during this.
Liquid has less people, and yet they captured the point. That is not great for FNRGFE, but they are still very much in the process of putting back the hands. He's getting bullied! What is that? The bullies just keep getting bigger and stronger.
That's kind of how Muma rolls.
And he died. Muma got his prey.
Yeah. Muma likes to hang out at spawn and wait for Mercies, is what we found out. He is good at it. That is 2 stages already for FNRGFE. We've looked a lot at this combination, and to me, it's not necessarily even the damage they're putting out or anything. I think they've been out of position a couple times. Dahang has died in the corner several times, and he's been up against walls, taking splash damage. They don't feel comfortable enough yet with each other on the Pharah and Mercy to make it work as well as it needs to.
And also, I mean, at this rate, can Mercy get a Mercy of her own? Because Dahang has just been getting burned this entire time. And finally, I think he said enough is enough here. And this is on the university stage, mind you, where you don't really want to run a Pharah anyways. Neither team is showing it. But this is hopefully a reprieve for Dahang, who has really been getting hunted down on all levels throughout this map here so far.
Well, FNRGFE going to run the laser kitten strat. They're going to run a Sombra on this point, probably take the Mega below the point and see if the team just dipping and diving in and out of there with the control on the pack. They're going to take small pack as well. So see how this strategy works out. Dahang finds himself face to face with the Sombra, translocates off the edge back to safety.
Well, this time Dahang is able to defend himself, takes down Muma, has a little bit more offensive bite in his bark this time around. And Team Liquid keeping this relatively even, 5 versus 5 early on. The one downside for them, though, about being even is that Banny does play the Sombra right now and assume they have an EMP. Builds quickly, and if he can EMP, he can solidify this fight.
96% and counting, might even charge just passively here as they have to get off the point. The EMP comes off in the corner, and the follow-through is in there. They will clean up the remainder of this fight. Sombra so strong on this point.
You can't settle for an even fight against a Sombra team because inherently when you're playing Sombra, you're giving up some combat value to have a really fast-charging, very impactful ultimate. So FNRGFE, they were fine with that being 5v5 because Banny was able to get that EMP up.
Absolutely. They need to find some answer for all these packs that are getting taken over and they just drop down and pop back up onto the point on the Mega. Look at this. Banny's charge, 82%. Banny's got it. Banny's got EMP again.
He has EMP, but can he get a good one off? Drops the EMP and immediately drops onto Zen. The EMP removing his shields and removing his life with a little bit of assistance from an SMG. So very good stuff coming out here from FNRGFE, and Banny right now, his Sombra, being a bit of a joy to watch.
He dislikes that Zenyatta in particular. It's almost like a solo EMP, just take out the Zenyatta, but Dahang is that important to his team. Mezer's got to get out of there. He's getting chased just a bit. Chase probably will continue to come in. It's a little bit dangerous, but he's got Translocate up.
At some point, I think Dahang just wonders, where is the relief going to come in? He is his own relief. He comes in with the Transcendence, but Mezar was not able to get inside of it in time. He falls to Buds early on. Another EMP is out here from Banny, and Fury nowhere to go, surrounded on all sides. Buds will get the last bit of cleanup.
This is frustrating for Liquid. They've used all to try to get in here. They're only going to have Sound Barrier up to Hang, looking for an answer. Decides to take a support that does not rely on most of their life being shields. It's going to switch over to the Ana instead. It can be good against Sombra. If you can catch her, you can sleep dart her and just finally get her before she translocates away. But it is 75%. Liquid looking for answers, and they have to find one soon.
Well, their answer right now is just going to be the roll in here with Sound Barrier. Hope that EMP is not up, which it is not, and look for an early pickoff. But they get nothing. FNRGFE was able to disengage and delay. They're going to demech the opposing D.Va, and they're playing this well. They might not even need this finishing EMP.
No, but they're going to have it, so why not use it? Here it comes, probably right around the corner, you'd think. It's all the supports, and that should be cleanup. Shatter tries, he gets Buds, but then gets booped away by Boink.
Well, he get hit by the EMP. He can't dash reset after getting hit by it, so he sorted down one. That's it. That is the round and the map, and FNRGFE, call them when you need Mercies exterminated.
They just took Liquid to school right there for sure. Shatter is going to get play of the match, but I cannot possibly see how. It really doesn't matter. His Pharah was I mean, fine, I guess. Fine would be the word.
I would give him play of the match because he got some kills as Pharah with Dehang perpetually dead.
That's the thing. I don't even know how much you can necessarily knock Shatter. He got, killed maybe by a few rockets a couple times, but Dehang was constantly dying. And when you talk about Mercy, the difference between a good Mercy and a bad Mercy on this level, what's your #1 job as Mercy?
Stay alive. But
no, I don't think it's Dehang's fault, though.
No, I am going to knock Shatter because as a Mercy, you're tethered. You're tethered to your escape on the soldier, and he got himself in some rough positions sometimes. It's at least 50-50.
Yeah.
If you're going to have that marriage, then you divide the blame 50-50 as well.
The other thing, too, is that we saw one of the very best Mercies in North America just a little bit ago in Ginger Pop get utterly destroyed by the same setup. And for Dehang, I'm not really going to hold him to a standard and go, well, Ginger Pop died to this, so you shouldn't. I think they should have realized that FNRGFE is really good at chasing down Mercies and gone for something else. And
not to mention, Buds and Bonnie, even though they maybe got bodied a little bit earlier against Mangachu, they are still one of the best combos out there as well in North America. They have showed it in the past.